Hey, hello.
What's
up, bro? What's happening, man? Hey, everybody, this is Evan Layton with HTown Happy Hour.
Derek Diotove, HTown Happy Hour, #1 podcast in the world, baby.
In the world, baby. Let them know. And our very special guest today who would like to say hi.
Hi. How's it going, guys?
Introduce yourself, bro.
My name is Joshua Belland with Houston Cannabis Club. And
Nice.
I'm very happy to be here.
Cool.
Absolutely, man. Good to have you here.
We're excited
Good to have
bro.
you here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun series of events to make it happen, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Why
absolutely, man.
don't you go ahead and tell us, what is Houston Cannabis Club?
Houston Cannabis Club is, right now, it's an online store that offers same-day delivery to Houstonians for any type of cannabis products that are legal. Anything ranging from CBD to Delta 8. You know, we have creams and we have, edibles, flour, different types of gummies, all that stuff. We basically try to help, Houstonians have a legal alternative. And our mission is essentially to, remove the stigma that demonizes cannabis, and by being there and being a brand and being kind of a shining light for Houstonians.
Hey, I really like that. I really like that a lot. There's a big push that's been happening in the nation recently, and we're still here in Texas. We're one of the people that still kind of think it's taboo, and I understand that. I get it. It's just how the way the politics work around here, but it's kind of a provocative thing to be a part of, and I like the ambition. So tell me a little bit about how you were able to get into this.
Yeah, so my brother and I started this brand, and we both have always been advocates of cannabis, and more so as we've seen a lot of our friends, and we've had people grow up. We've even lost people to opiate addictions and things like that are it's just insane. There's definitely an epidemic out there, and since Reefer Madness, cannabis was completely demonized by the government and by propaganda.
It was,
and we were like, hey, we need to start a brand that can change people's perspectives in Houston and try to help get involved with the movement. There are a lot of people out there trying to do it, and we just wanted to do our part. And the way that we do that is through selling products, and taking the time to merchandise and figure out.
And also bringing light to how it's helping people.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people who say, oh, well, my doctor is under prescribing me, or I'm still in pain, or what about the people that are dealing with the cancer? I mean, let's be real. And
veterans with PTSD.
Come on.
I mean, there's a ton of people. We actually have doctors sometimes we've had doctors tell their patients to try some of our products before.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing. It's just I Googled the other day when I was just trying to, they tried to ban Delta 8, and there was a big lawsuit against the DHSH or DSHS, and we were kind of like a little scared at first, and we ended up winning, obviously, but that was kind of a challenge that we went through and obstacle that we overcame, and I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, no, I mean, there's so much to talk about. That's the thing about this stuff, because you were talking about how there was something going on with the Delta 8. They were trying to ban it, and I heard something about that. I know that there was some push and pull, but I also heard that was more with the Delta 9. And now tell us what was going on with the Delta 9.
Yeah, so Delta 9 is the main, compound, the ingredient that you have in marijuana, right? Well,
and they only allow a certain amount, right?
Under 0.3% THC.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And that's done by weight. So basically, you can't have Delta 9 shatter or anything like that. It has to be in a gummy form for the most part. And so those are legal. They still give you the effect that you're looking for, the euphoria that people get from it. And it's hemp derived, so they're able to extract it from hemp plants because it's still in trace amounts in hemp plants.
And also, hemp is legal to grow here in Texas.
Yeah,
yes,
and there's tons of hemp farms in Texas.
Right, and you know what? There's a couple different products that I had in mind that I really wanted to put out there, and I was looking for hemp farmers. And the thing about it is they're out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
and I wanted a Texas-made product, and well, since you have yours, don't take it, but we can work on it. But it was called Texas Twine.
Yeah.
And it's hemp wick, but it's from Texas.
Well,
you know?
I would be happy to introduce you. One of our business partners has a local hemp farm.
How about that?
And it's an indoor hemp farm.
Is that where you source a lot of your products, or
that's where we're building to right now. We're still building. We want to have the absolute highest quality. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's a lot
Sometimes
of R&D.
you gotta shop around.
Yeah. And what's unique about it, though, my friend my business partner Dimishon, he's the third partner here. So he grows this hemp, and he uses aquaponics. It's the only way to do it organically.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the hemp that we're actually going to be selling in our store that's opening up in the Heights on Yale Street is going to be
You said
completely
your new
organic.
store, the Heights, off
It's
Yale
in the
Street.
Heights.
It's in the Heights.
It's in the Heights.
Yeah.
Okay, off Yale Street, and it's completely organic.
Yeah, it's going to be completely organic. Yeah, so and there's only one way to do it without, with aquaponics, you don't have to add nutrients or anything like that. It's just
is that different than hydroponic systems?
yes, it is.
What's the difference in that?
There's a fish tank, actual fish, living
Oh
fish,
shit!
and that's what. Yeah,
That's dope.
I've
it's
heard
like
about
you
that.
build your own
pretty
ecosystem
dope.
essentially. Mm-hmm. And we recently went to Colorado just to go visit a lot of farms out in Durango, and that's how we met Lee Hemp. He does amazing. These gummies are completely 100% natural and
Really?
yeah,
Can I
it's
take a
like
look at 'em?
yeah, for sure. So anyway, those he makes those, and so we went out and we wanted to source out cannabis from just hemp from all over the United States and find the best stuff, and it's been kind of we moved fast, so in the last year it's been kind of a cool journey for sure.
When did this start jumping for y'all?
Man, we just started this last January, but we started taking off immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit how that happened.
Yeah, so my brother and I, we both, specialize in marketing.
Nice.
And digital marketing, online marketing. So we use search engine optimization as our tactic because you can't advertise on Google,
Right.
none of that. We use
No
that as our
marijuana products,
Yeah.
smoking, any type of that. It's all
And when we
banned
caught
from
wind of
advertising.
Delta 8, we just knew there was going to be a demand immediately. So
Well, and I've heard a lot of people, because I've walked into the stores before and they recommend, hey, this Delta 8 stuff works. It has some of the same effects, but it's not this. And people are like, wait, what the hell? And it's like, just try it. Give me $20. Try whatever it is at the head shop.
yeah.
And I try it, and I mean, it's like you get some serious effects from it that you really don't expect. It's like it's doing it without the
Yeah. It's
you're doing the thing where you're it's not the bad. You're kind of like, oh, this is legal, and I feel it.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is whether you like it or not, I mean, the stigma that's been out there, that demonization of it, is, it's like you can do it without looking over your shoulder, and you can feel guilt-free and good about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Does it show up in drug tests?
it can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. Because it's still THC. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a different type of THC, and it's, like one molecule off the stuff that you get in marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Legit.
Are you
so legit.
Do you take it yourself?
oh yeah, yeah.
Really?
Well, so I'll tell you, I went through a lot of rough patches. I'm blind in my left eye. I was shot in the
Wow.
eye with a paintball when I was 18.
Oh
Wow.
shit!
So I went through this, I fell into this dark place when I was 18, 19, 20, and got in trouble with the law and everything, got
Yeah.
on probation, decided that I was going to move to Belize, and I went and lived in Belize for 6 months. And
That sounds fun though.
yeah.
Sounds like a blast.
I bet.
But I was in trouble because I was on probation. So, so then I came
Sorry,
back.
United States. I'm out of here.
I came back, had to get through some legal issues there, and then realized, that I had to get out of my own head and stop pitying myself, for what I went through, and decided, I was gonna focus on business. That's when I got into SEO and started my own business, and been doing that ever since. And then from there, cannabis came along, and that helped me. It's a non-addictive, thing that gave me.
Cannabis has been here since day one began, and
exactly.
then they started putting laws on it,
I know.
coming through here and forth,
Yeah.
and then let's not forget that the Declaration of Independence was written on hemp paper. So just know this.
A lot of people make that claim though, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. A lot of people make that claim that it's non-addictive, but I would beg to differ. I think almost anything can be addictive.
Oh, yeah.
I know plenty of people that say, "Oh, pot's not addicting, or marijuana or THC isn't addicting," but they're addicted to it. They
But
smoke
so
it every day, all day. I mean,
my-
food can be addicting.
I was gonna say
Sweets can be addicting.
in my opinion, addiction is different from habit. You've got things that you can form habits on. You know, it takes
I feel
21
that.
days to start a new habit. So if you smoke every day for 21 days, it's just like if you take melatonin at night, every single night.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you're gonna feel a little weird if you don't take melatonin that night. You might have a little more difficult time sleeping. But what I mean by addiction, right, is you know, you crave it, like, you know, you need it, and you know, sometimes I just get tired of weed. I'm like, I'm not feeling it today.
Well,
I'm
I
a little
also
tired
feel
today.
that maybe sometimes. I mean, the people that maybe make themselves like go broke over it.
Yeah,
that's kind of
a problem.
That's a problem. I feel like it's kind of something like, all right, well, if I order 5 pizzas, okay, and my buddies eat 3.5 pizzas, and your boy has a pizza and a half, I might eat as much pizza as I damn well please.
Yeah.
You know, and if I do that every single day over and over, okay.
You might have a pizza addiction.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you can eat that pizza, at your own expense, you know, I just feel like if you have access to it, even like with water, if this is medicine and people use it as medicine, if it's a medicinal purpose, like, oh, my anxiety is shot, I need this stuff, because if not, I can't go outside.
Yeah.
I'm nervous to go to work. It's hard to go in there. I don't know what to expect. Oh my God, I popped one of those CBD things.
Yeah.
Hey doc, what's up, buddy? Yeah, in work. How we doing? You know, it can be night and day difference for some people.
Right.
So from a medicinal purpose, I feel that, you know.
I mean, I used to take Adderall for ADHD to stay focused and stuff, and you know, that was tough to get off too. I used cannabis to stop doing that. You know, because I was just feeling drained all the time. And now I have better focus than ever.
I mean, I'll 110% agree that it's far less detrimental to anyone's health than almost any prescribed drug out there that's meant for medicinal purposes, like on a legal term. But I was an avid pot smoker. I smoked pot since I was like 14 till I was about 24, like every day, all day. Like I was all about it, and it helped me like with my creativity. It helped me with anxiety, like Evan's talking. It helped me a lot. And then I don't know, just there came a point in my life where I like looked at my life and just, I'm not as productive.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of TV. I eat more than I should.
Yeah.
A lot more than I should. I was like, let me just try going without pot for a while. And shit, that's when, honestly, I can honestly say that's when I really started being way more productive, way more clear-headed, and don't get me wrong, I'll still smoke a little pot every now and then.
Sometimes you gotta let loose. You just gotta,
yeah. But that's why I was, when you say it's not addicting, like, it was hard as fuck to quit.
Oh,
It was hard as hell. Having smoked damn near 10 years of my life.
I heard you have good dreams when you stop.
You do. I'll tell you.
That's what I heard.
This is one of the craziest things. I'll tell you. When I would be smoking pot, and it even happens now, like if I'll smoke pot like once every couple months or something, I'll smoke for a couple days, and once I start having really vivid dreams and start to be able to remember them more. I don't know what the psychology is behind it, but I've told people that, and a lot of people have actually told me they've experienced the same thing.
Yeah, I it's happened to me too.
Really?
But I mean, you're in a sense, when I do it, it's like I get home, it's been a long day, and I don't drink, so.
There you go.
Instead of opening up,
there's a lot.
Drinking alcohol is way more destructive.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that
I'll
I've talked to that have told me that it's like, no, I'm a smoker. I'm not really a drinker.
Yeah, I mean, I just take a gummy at night, chill out, play some video games.
Fuck yeah.
And it's just because I've got to have I've got 3 businesses I'm running, you know. And
you're a criminal.
Yeah,
Take an
I'm a criminal. Yeah,
I just want to play video games and relax after a long day of work.
And I'm a criminal. Yeah.
Go to jail.
Exactly.
No. It's all legal.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It is.
And you can get it from Houston Cannabis Club. All right.
Yeah.
You can talk to Josh.
Yeah. So and what we had to do is, because my brother and I we don't come from money or anything like that.
Yeah.
We built a pretty good life for ourselves and living, but we had to find a niche to be able to fund our storefront, which we're building, right?
Absolutely.
So we are the only, I think we're the only people that offer same day delivery. So
Here in Houston?
every day,
Wow.
every
Impressive.
day we get about, we get a bunch of orders that come in, and we have delivery drivers that go around Houston, just drop
Wow.
off all the products directly at their doorstep.
So now, did you have any trouble getting a storefront with this?
No,
It's very popular right now.
yeah, the building,
Retail.
the place that we saw was just like, we were like,
Bam.
that's the place we want. And then fortunately, we ended up getting directly connected with the business owners or the building owners and kind of explained them what we were wanting to do and what we were building. And they were like, yeah, go for it.
I think it kind of wraps back around. Like, I tell you, it has a very negative stigma to landlords and to real estate owners is like smoke shops.
Mm-hmm.
But and he's even kind of touched on this a little bit. It's all about branding,
Right.
and like a lot of these very successful kind of cannabis. Delta 8 like companies, they're branding themselves as kind of more of a upscale
That's
kind of
what we're
version of it. It's not a
Yeah.
smoke shop. You're
Well,
not going in there to get
and
It's like a
joints.
dispensary.
I was
Yeah.
looking on.
They don't
I
want a
was-
bunch of bongs around their building.
I was looking on Dot Loop
But
for a
this-
client who was trying to have he had shops out in Florida. He had about 10 of these CBD shops, smoke shop, head shops, if you will. And we were trying to find over here. I was calling everywhere in Clear Lake. I was calling everywhere in Sugarland, Houston. I was like, hey, we have a CBD shop. He has CBD products and things of that nature. So many people told me no. They also told me that they had a shop already in their facility. So they had either a shop in their facility or it was like
No way. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, so it's popular, but there's also some landlords who are like, but it is still popular.
I think that the Heights is kind of, you got the demographic. It's
Yeah,
kind of
a lot of
little bit-
hipsters.
yeah,
A
and
lot of
so
hipsters in
it's
the
a little
Heights.
more acceptable in there, and
Yeah.
so we kind of knew what areas to shop around for, and that was our first shot. We just knew we wanted it, and kind of locked in and got permission from the building owner right away. But I guess we got lucky.
Right.
I tell you, it sucks we met when we did, because actually here at Post, we actually have a CBD. It's called Earth and Root. Not to like show you at all, but we at Post, like one of the hottest spots in Houston right now. Very very high end, like just nice, like cultural campus. We have a CBD shop, and it's called Earth and Roots. But they don't do same day delivery.
No, they don't. No, and I mean, we actually help out. I mean, we've even helped out smoke shops and things like that around us.
So I'm sure you also supply to smoke shops too. A lot of probably like smoke shop, head shops reach
That's a
out
great
to
question.
y'all.
How much B2B do you do?
We're getting more into that.
Yeah.
Mostly right now, we're just merchandising other brands and selling ours exclusively through us. But we've been in discussions, with some other guys. But what we've been doing from a business perspective is we've worked with some smoke shops, and then they've given us, some like a wholesale rate, so where they're still making some money.
Nice.
And we actually help them move their products too.
There you
So
go.
we do partnerships with those guys, and
One of the products I definitely want to hear a little bit more about is this Delta 9 THC. You said earlier.
y'all want to try one?
Oh, I don't know.
Go for it.
I'm on air. I don't
for it.
know.
No, dude,
Hell no.
take one.
Give me
It
that
won't hit
crap,
you.
man.
Yeah, come on.
Try
It's
one.
gonna hit
you in an hour.
Hey, for the cannabis culture, right? All right.
You want to try one or no?
I'm good.
You good? All right.
I got drug test. I
I'll
got
have
work.
one. Well, I should have had one before I came in.
Joe. Yeah.
You want a gummy Joe? Nah,
Oh man, call name Vince. Oh man, call name.
he's always trying. Like I said, man, I'm all for it. Like I know the benefits. I've never dog on someone or give them a hard time for partaking. It's just for me personally. All my pins aren't firing, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I like to have a clear mind and stuff. Unless I'm doing the night of partying, then I'll partake in stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or a lot of times too, if I'm really stressed and like I've had a lot of stuff built up, and I've been being good and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the best just sit on my patio and just kind of download, just kind of
And
take all the pressure off your shoulders, bro.
You're right.
yeah.
And I start to think about things in different ways than I have been thinking about
Gives
them.
you
and
more
then-
of an introspect into what's
Exactly.
going on. And the
Exactly.
obstacles. It's a cognitive drug,
Wow.
It can help you kind of think back and take steps back and see things from a different perspective.
See, and that's one of the things that I kind of like about it is, I mean, you're allowed to take a step back and not be so like in the right this second, because sometimes in the reality you might be tripping. It's like, man, let me take a step back and chill, think about this. And also, as far as the functionality on it, I totally understand with that. I feel that if you can still get your work done and you can function, and what I mean by that is, if you can make your phone calls and get your job done and not be like, oh my God, call an ambulance. You know what I'm saying? I'm hot. I mean, if you can contain yourself and maintain composure.
I don't do that.
Nobody was talking about you. I was talking about the general sense, man. You know, but with that whole I can't do it.
Anyone can take too much of anything,
Right.
you know. And if you take too much THC, you'll be like, you'll think you're dying, but you're not.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, no. It's been what it helped me with is, you know, sometimes I'll take a little bit of a tincture, not enough to get me stoned, but enough to calm me down. And the anxiety that I take some CBG mixed with that or something. Anxiety is debilitating too. You know, it will keep your brain scattered, keep you from being able to focus on the things that you need
And
to.
just freezing.
And
Like,
just freeze,
not
yeah.
accomplishing anything.
Paralyzed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
And
that's
also-
I get paralyzed anxiety sometimes, and when I step back and I, you know, partake in cannabis, it helps me a lot.
It can help you see things from a different perspective, like y'all were
100%,
saying.
yep.
You know, and maybe it can also help with, you know, because anxiety, like you were saying, it's paralysis, and almost by analysis, like you're thinking about so many
Yes.
different things, and you're like, oh my god, I can't. That's why, you know, even like, you know, if someone's like, hey, I'm looking, this is my price range on a house, I'll be like, okay, well, here's about 6-7 different options.
Yep.
You know, but if I give them like, hey, here's everything within your price range, you're gonna be like, whoa.
I like that paralysis by analysis. That's
That's
dope.
exactly what it is.
That's dope. No pun intended. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Electric on ambulance. I'm feeling it.
It's kicking in. Oh, shit. He's stoned, guys. I'm sorry. No.
Oh, he's a lion.
So I know we had kind of briefly talked a little bit before we started the show, and you had mentioned it here. You kind of got your feet wet in the business world a little in like SEO management and marketing. How has that been applicable to building your own brand?
Yeah, so, you know, I started a marketing agency back in 2016 and worked at a few before that. And, man, I learned a lot from a lot of great people, too.
Right.
Working with other people, understanding things from different perspectives, really getting, you know, SEO, if you just focus on that, you can lose sight of branding. You know, you can lose sight of that essence.
Well, because how deep does it go?
Yeah.
How deep does like
It's a
that?
rabbit hole.
Yeah, it gets really deep, man. It can get super deep, right? So,
The internet doesn't stop.
like, for example, our logo actually has some meaning. So I don't know if you can see it, but whoop, there
There
you
it
go.
is.
So that's actually
Let them know.
that's HTC and THC.
Oh wow!
Hell
You
yeah.
can kind of see it. Yeah, you see it. Yeah, that's dope.
Dope.
So the idea is, you know, that comes from some of the branding experience and some of the stuff I've learned from some really smart people, a lot smarter than me, you know. And
I think that's when we all start realizing, hey, I'm onto something.
Yeah.
I realize I don't know enough about this. Let me keep
Right.
grinding.
so we built that out, and we built out the website, and we knew here are some obstacles here. You can't advertise.
Yeah.
And you especially can't advertise locally. Like it's very difficult to advertise because most people won't endorse it. That's part of that stigma we're trying to break.
Yeah.
Right. The other part is, the advertising on all platforms, social media and all that. So we were left with one thing. How do you get the word out with an online store? Well, we had to use SEO.
Yep.
So my brother and I both have SEO experience. I've been doing it for over 13 years, and we just got on it early on,
Yeah.
built it out, and within the first month, you know, we were selling.
Yeah.
You know, just like that,
Nice.
just like that.
And just like for anyone watching, it's kind of like when we're talking like advertising, we're not talking about just like posting on social media. Obviously, you can post whatever you want. Like as far as weed and stuff like that goes on social media, is organic. Like you can build your brand whether it's THC or
Right.
any of these things. It's just it's more so when
Paid
you're
advertising.
paid advertising. Like you can do paid advertising on social media, on Google, and all this stuff. And there is even a stigma to that. Like a lot of people are like, oh, that doesn't work. But
I don't want to pay for my following. It's like,
There-
you idiot.
Yeah.
You fool.
You're wrong.
If you got a great brand and you put time into it, why not promote it?
Exactly.
Put money into
Look
it.
at all the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah.
They all advertise.
Show other
and
people.
also, you can say it one more time. Take a look at them. That's what everyone's doing. The
Yeah.
people, and that brings you to our next point. The people that think that the internet are free, the ones paying for the internet, we're paying for you guys who click on the ads, who go into the website and buy a grip, and now you're loyal
Yeah.
customers.
If you don't believe in yourself enough to invest in yourself,
Right.
then why would anyone buy from you?
Exactly. I tell you, I blew every penny I had and pulled out a bunch of credit cards to build our brand back in the day. And wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't do that. Straight up.
Put it on the line. You know what I'm saying? We out here.
I think though, in time, I really do. I think though they'll as it's kind of destigmatized, like THC and all this stuff
Yeah.
around the country. I think the Facebooks and Googles. I think they'll come around too.
No, they will.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already looking at. So there's already bills on the table federally to at least do banking reform, and that could happen this year to where we can get like a bank account, a regular bank
Oh
account.
wow,
Right?
is that a pretty big obstacle for you?
Well,
too?
And a lot
Yeah.
of the times, in a lot of these other places that
Merchant
have done
services.
it, there's banks even
Wow.
on the Pacific Northwest where it all started. There's some banks that don't do it. They have to have special ones,
Right.
That are allowed for it.
There is one that and there are special ones there, but it's because they're privately funded.
Mm-hmm.
The FDIC insured ones, right? Yeah, they can't do it because it's still federally illegal, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You say merchant services. So like your payment platforms online, did you have to jump through some?
So we're banned from PayPal for life because
Been there, bro.
Yeah.
Been there.
Hey, one of the events that we were throwing, this motherfucker created a hella ruckus. What happened with you, man? What happened with you?
So we first connected to PayPal and we're like, man, it went for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're like, we know it's going to shut down. Well, they not only shut us down, but they held all of our money for 6 months.
Wow.
And-
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but it was a nice little bonus once it was released.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
we got to just hold on to it, save it. But so then what we did was we did some other thing. So we were like, man, we've got to sell right now. So we got a payment platform, and then we took Zapier, which is this integration automation
exactly what
tool.
it is, yeah.
And just a little automation tool, and we got it to where when Shopify gets an order, then it automatically triggers an event to process a payment to Zero, the invoicing platform.
Yep.
And then they would get an invoice and a text message from Twilio, and then they would go and process through Stripe.
Wow.
Well, we got away from that because Stripe caught on to it too. Because we had no product data or information going over there. We were just trying to sell our products, you know,
right.
and
Yeah.
without getting shut down. And then we finally
Well, let me ask you this. My bad. Say,
we finally got on with authorized.net, and I was like, wow, I wish I would have done that from the very beginning.
But that's how you learn. You had to try a couple things.
You say we, man. Who else you got around on the team? Who else is working around you?
Yeah, so that's actually cool because my brother, he's, you know, this was his idea. The brand Houston Cannabis Club was his idea. If you go to any legal state, there's a cannabis club in every single city, right? And this is the first one in Houston.
I think that was very wise too, to not just make a brand, but also have this club feeling to it.
The
'Cause
culture,
people want it to be a
kinda.
culture. People want to be a part of something.
That's right.
So it's
Yeah.
very good branding on your
Thank
part.
you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that, man.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, so what were you just talking about? I just lost that. All right. Well,
Your brother who always
oh
on
yeah,
the
my
team?
brother. Yeah, my brother.
You
Yeah,
said your
exactly. That's right. So my brother. There you go, cannabis. Short-term memory loss.
See? No, call an ambulance. I'm calling ambulance.
If I might have to ask for.
You have too much of the Delta 9.
The devil's lettuce.
It's the Devil's Gummies, which could be the new brand coming out shortly. Devil's Gummies, Delta 9.
Yep, and it's
Now, does Delta 10 feel left out? Because I know there's Delta 8 and 9. What
Yeah.
about 7s and 10s? I mean, is that a thing?
Yeah, no, there is a Delta 10, and it's kind of a lighter version of Delta 8. We have some of it. We sell some of it. You know, there's different tiers and different levels, but you
Kind
know,
of like the mids, though.
Yeah, it's kind of
Mids.
like the mids.
Okay,
yeah,
cool,
there you
cool.
go. That's a good way to say it. Street vernacular.
It's like the mids. All right, we don't want that, Jim.
Right, exactly. So we sell it, but it's not as popular. You know, Delta 8 was the OG in the alternative space, right? And then the Delta 9, you know, that was pioneered from some smart guys in Texas as well. And
How about that?
And we hopped on the bandwagon with that and started selling that too. And it's but anyway, back to the team question with my brother Jeremy Belland. You know, him and I have been just real tight, you know, our whole lives, and we still get into it sometimes, but we get over it. We just, you know, think, step back, right? And
Man, the shit's working, dude. I'm not thinking right. All right, I'm gonna step back. All right.
Yeah. We just take a step back because sometimes we get at each other's throats to step back, but you know, we work together and we kind of stay in our own lane. So
that
and
happens in a lot of business partnerships, man.
Absolutely.
And it's good that y'all can recognize your lanes, kind of
Well,
come to
sometimes-
senses.
we just have a rule. We just shut up. And when it gets too heated, we shut up, we walk away,
Yeah.
we talk to each other a
We'll
few
talk
hours later.
later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's been a couple that, you know what I'm saying? You're like, kind of like, hey, I got this idea. Well, no, this is the idea. Well,
Yeah.
let me idea you back. You know?
Right. Exactly.
So it can be like that from time to time, but as
I
long as the
respect
mission
it, though.
keeps going.
I respect it though, because it's my brother is very just, you know, we don't see eye to eye sometimes, but it's because he's got a strong vision, you know, and he's passionate about this, and I'm passionate too. You know, passion causes fire sometimes.
yep.
You know what I mean? So
Tell me about it.
So yeah, we've been working together, and then we just introduced a new partner, and I don't want to leave him out, Dimmy, and he's the hemp grower. So we're gonna eventually, when legalization happens, we'll be growing our own. Everything we sell will be growing our own, and so as far as the hemp is concerned, we'll be selling our own hemp as well through the store.
That's
Just
awesome.
Through your experience and your professional knowledge in this industry so far, just pure opinion and guesstimate, when do you think that's looking like?
Well, we've got probably, I'd say, 2 more sessions before we get there to the real strong possibility. I would say about 1 to 3 years, I think, where we'll be getting close. We'll be
Is
really
that
close.
on a state level here, or
On a state
federally
level.
you're talking?
On a state level, I think.
What about, okay, so like the state of Texas, cool.
Yeah,
and
state
when
of
you say
Texas.
sessions, just
Federally could be by next year. I mean, we're very close
Think so.
federally. Yeah, they already introduced it. They've got
Wasn't who's the president right now offering some, like, what was he offering recently?
crack pipes.
Okay, well, why isn't cannabis off
Bro,
that schedule?
you gotta look out for your own. His son smokes crack, so. All right, I'm sorry. Let's not dive into that too much.
But no, it's all good. I agree. No, so but no, that's solid.
So, a couple years, you think on the state level, you think damn near maybe even a year on a federal level?
A year on a federal level because they already have Republicans on,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
a bunch of them.
Well, there's a lot of money to be made. And
Yeah.
tax that
It's
shit.
just capitalism.
Right,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
Like,
Right.
I mean, how much money did Colorado or Washington pull in? I mean, isn't
A
it
lot.
in like the
Plus-
close to almost hundreds of billion, hundreds of what? I don't
Colorado,
know.
a lot of the tax dollars go to the school systems.
Okay, so the schools are getting better. Colorado's getting smarter. The weed is not making us dumber.
You know what was a big thing?
In an indirect way, yes.
You know,
Connect the loops, baby.
in Colorado too, like they saw like the DWI deaths dropped a lot when it was
Oh, yeah.
legalized, as well as like crime overall actually dropped like big percentage.
Yeah.
like when they legalized it.
Yeah,
so,
criminals need motivation too, you know. So
Let me. Well, also on top of that, I mean, I think that's another reason why it's starting to become like, hey, we need to do something about this, because how many criminals are there from cannabis? A lot, and the jails are like, wait, we're trying to throw people
you
with
mean
COVID
people
in
in
here.
jail, yeah.
You know what I mean, or whatever they're doing.
yeah, no, it's Houston, Harris County has been pretty good about decriminalizing it and stuff, and I expect
they
to see.
have.
Yeah, they have. No, they
decriminalize
have.
it. It's like a
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
it's a ticket.
They don't have to arrest you.
Sometimes
up to
it's-
like 2 ounces, I think.
Yeah, I think it's up to 4. Yeah.
4 ounces.
It's quarter pound.
quarter
yeah.
pound.
Yeah, and the thing is they're not even prosecuting those things. I mean, I've talked to DWI attorneys and stuff that I know, and other attorneys I know, and they don't really arrest for it anymore altogether, because the DA is not going to prosecute.
Right.
But you know, that doesn't mean go out there and test your luck. I mean, just don't want anybody. Yeah, I mean, it's still.
If you do, tell them Houston Cannabis Club said it was all right.
I'm not offering any legal advice. Not offering any legal advice, nothing like that. But yeah,
Joe, put a little disclaimer on
Little
this.
disclaimer.
Down there. We ain't your lawyer, player. At your own discretion.
Something I kind of want to dive in a little more to is, all right. So I love the kind of the flow of how this all came about for you. And I know something you had mentioned. You had your own marketing company and you were doing all this SEO and stuff. And so, why did you? I mean, I guess how do I say it without actually saying it?
Take a leap of faith.
What? No. Well, yes, but why did you start the cannabis?
well, it's because, you know, we saw a lot of, like I said, you know, going back to, you know, people that we've lost. It's so asinine, so absurd, and it's honestly, when you go back and think about it, it's a risky business for us to get into, you know, because of the legal ups and downs and everything else. But you know, our passion kind of exceeds that, right? Yeah. We really do want to help people.
Yeah.
We genuinely want people to have some sort of alternative to go to turn to.
Well, also the opioid.
There's a lot of pain.
Pandemic as well.
Right, and cannabis is commonly used for pain a lot of times.
It's a healthy alternative.
It's a very it's a great alternative, you know. And that's what I kind of mean by non-addictive. You're not going to have withdrawals, you know, and things like that, right? Yeah. But opioids, you know, they'll kill you.
Absolutely.
And so, but you know, you see that, and you see how it's been demonized. You know that big pharma is built into that as well, and you know, so our
OxyContin's not very addictive. Only one patient, maybe.
Yeah, and but people think that these pharmaceuticals like Adderall and Xanax and
they're fine because they're
legal. Yeah, I can get prescribed it, so I'm good, right? But weed? I don't smoke weed. I take Xanax.
You're a criminal.
Yeah.
And I kick it back with whiskey, okay?
Yeah. Xanax and whiskey, I'm good. But weed.
You're a weed head? Oh my God, you loser.
Yeah, right. Come on.
Something I'd like to commend you on too, though, is like, especially, you know, we live in the marketing realm a lot too, is being able, and it kind of touches on the leap of faith too, is building your own brand.
Yeah.
Like you were doing marketing, SEO. You kept talking about you were doing it for lawyers, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
So I'd like to just give you props on that's something that I think a lot of marketers could learn from is great. Make your paper marketing other people and stuff. But there comes a point where you should also think about marketing something of yours.
Yeah. That's
take your expertise and your knowledge and build something of your own.
Right.
So
yeah, no, I mean, you know, definitely, it's a good decision to try to, you know, increase your revenue streams, right? And that was like we were discussing before this show started. You know, it's having a marketing agency is pretty taxing.
Yep.
You're building a lot of other people's brands all at once.
Yep.
And I've been doing that for so long. I was like, man, it's time for me to do something for myself. You know.
Yeah.
And,
so how do you make sure that your products are above the standard? How do you pick your products? What's your quality testing through that?
We've traveled all over the United States. We've traveled to Oregon, Washington. We did a big tour in Durango. My buddy Clint, who I'll just mention because he was awesome. He's a genetics guy and has a lot of connections out there. And he connected us with a lot of different hemp farmers. And, you know, believe it or not, a lot of those guys in Colorado, they're struggling. You know, it's saturated, right?
Wow. Another reason that I've heard about of why that's happening out there in Colorado is because the people are demanding that it's honestly probably
higher quality,
but also the growers of it they're like, well, we want to spend as least amount of money as possible. And then so they're sacrificing nutrients, but what's happening is the quantity of the weed is getting bigger for less is what the people want.
Yep.
They want better weed for cheaper prices. Same problem
Supply and
every
demand.
local hustler has had. They we want better stuff for cheaper prices.
That's exactly that's 100% right. And,
Thank you.
And that's 100% right. And that's when we went to we visited a couple outdoor guys, and then we went to an indoor facility, state of the art. Man, this guy just said it. done right, and it was most interesting tour by far. But I asked him, I said, so, you know, what does it take? And he goes, dude, it's all about quality. Like, it has to be quality. So that's what we've kind of kept our focus on. We just want, you know, we want to, that's why we are building our own, like, that's why we have partnered with the grower, and, you know, who's just loves the stuff we're doing.
Control.
All of our stuff is going to be, completely organic. The flower is completely organic. We use aquaponics, which is like, you know, it's
what
like
kind of fish are you putting in these aquaponics?
Are they koi fish?
No.
I
I actually don't know, because that's all Demi's. That's all what Demi does.
That's
funny.
super interesting to me. I'm gonna go Google this shit.
Yeah,
because I
Google
never heard of it, and
aquaponics.
that's pretty. But I mean, you see, like all these people. I don't know. Sometimes I get in the rabbit hole of the internet and I watch these dudes that build out these crazy ass fucking tanks and plant lives, and they have the certain fishes that eat these nutrients and shit these nutrients.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the second you said that, I was like,
Exactly.
Oh, man, I want to see what helps pot grow.
That's what that is, and then you know you can introduce like praying mantis or ladybugs. You build your own ecosystem.
Wow.
What about
that's so
also?
dope.
What about also the music? Like there's a certain hertz of music that you can put out to the grow operation as well, to help it be comfortable and have a good atmosphere.
You hear that, Dimashon? We
vibrations.
got to install some speakers, bro.
No. It sounds like crazy talk, but there's actually been a lot of scientific studies, like
I've
where
heard
they'll
about
grow
that, yeah.
plants together and like put off certain vibes or vibrations to one plant, and same living conditions, like constant like sunlight, yada yada yada, same living conditions and all that. But
Everything's
then,
made of energy, you know.
it's crazy, dude.
So
It's
if you put this cup of water, next to a speaker, what's going to happen?
Right. Yeah.
So what is anything else going to do? So to my flowers, I play corn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like heavy metal, like yeah. So,
There you go.
and they thrash and they go hard. No, but I've heard that you know, like there's certain like Beethoven symphonies and things of that nature that you can play.
That's
to
what I
it.
listen to a lot of times when I need to just get lost in work. I put on some fucking.
I mean, think about it.
Let me guess. You
classical
put your legs
music.
over here and you're just sitting there pondering.
I'm on my keyboard like Beethoven.
I know, right?
Putting in that work.
Yeah, you know, you think about it like so we're all made of energy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And energy can neither be created nor destroyed.
It's always been.
Right.
Always will.
So when you listen to music, the different types of music you listen to give you different emotions and different feelings, you know, and so, you know, I would assume, yeah. I mean, I guess that could be the way
corn
that.
to your plants? Corn?
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm interested to see how your plants turned out.
I don't have any. They don't exist, man. I was jamming corn a couple of years ago. They died out, man.
You should have tried growing corn.
Yeah.
Corn.
Hey, bro. Hey, honestly, that joke was kind of corny.
But
Thanks, guys. Oh, man. That's cool. Okay, so let me ask you this. What's next? What do you got going after this the following year?
So the store will be opening up sometime, probably closer to May. We'll be doing our grand opening. We're still in the middle of our build out right now, getting everything constructed. But you know, we're very excited about that.
how many square foot store? Just one.
It's just going to be a 750 square foot store. Yeah, just
Cool.
very simple. It's more of a. It's
Product
right there in the
shop.
middle of
Yeah.
everything. It's kind of an upscale shopping center.
Honestly, I know that's like the standard, but I think like to have a storefront, to have brick and mortar stuff. But honestly, like if just food for thought, I really think if anything, that's going to give you more presence, and which is only going to help skyrocket your fucking online sales, dude.
You're right, and it has ever since when we verified the location through Google My Business. Our Google My Business views went from like 3,000 to 26,000 in 1 month. Yeah.
Boom. See? And that's just in the digital sense.
Yep,
Wait
yeah.
until it's actually fucking there. You got your big ass sign up, yada yada.
Also,
people driving by.
then your
what's
branded
this?
traffic starts to
and
increase.
Like I said, you got the club in there. It's not just like a CBD shop. People are gonna see.
People
They're
driving
like,
by.
Oh, what's this club? Oh, I want to be in the club.
Right.
And the marketing and everything that comes with it. Can't they find people that are like, if they even look stuff up that has to do with it, you're in that location, people driving by within, soda
you build brand authority, and you see like, people start searching brand more. Authority. Yeah, you build brand authority, and you build a sense of authority. And so then our next step will be after that, we're actually working on a licensing program where other people can own Houston Cannabis Club stores.
Like franchise it.
It's not going to be a franchise, because we don't want that kind of red tape, right? Cool. But a license program, where they can license out the brand and put up stores of their own.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's huge.
What's your favorite product?
Might need you guys' help, actually.
Hey, maybe so.
Count me in, coach. Count me in, coach. All right.
What's your favorite product you have?
My favorite, this flavor.
These gummies right here.
The Delta 9. Yeah, with this flavor. This is pretty good too. It's the our elderberry hemp syrup.
Dude, I've heard people rave about elderberry. Like how amazing it is, and how much beneficial nutrients and different things. Like, they've been taking this shit since ancient times.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Does it have
so y'all kind of infused it with.
Is it flavor or is it real elderberry?
It's elderberry flavor. Oh. Yeah. No, it's a syrup. So that one you got to be careful with how much you take of that. My brother makes everything very strong. So
awesome. Good. So this is all locally produced.
Yeah. No, these come from Colorado because these products are just so well made, and this is just delicious. You should try one of these too. These are really good. This won't actually do anything to you. That's just CBD. So,
Derek, you can jump on it.
Yeah, but that's but he does all of his stuff completely organic, and he's an interesting guy to talk to too. His name's Zeph. But and then we've got natural pain relief. So this is a topical.
Okay. Yeah. So you can put that on anywhere, like your knees, shoulders.
They have elbow, a lot of athletes, a lot of jiu-jitsu guys.
Let me ask you this:
that use our products. Yeah.
100%. What kind of athletes do you know that How
Dimashon's one of them. He actually won the Pan American Championship for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's one of our business partners. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. See, so how does that help? How does this kind of stuff help athletes who are going through, fatigue or muscle soreness or things like that? Is this stuff for them?
Yeah, that's perfect for them. Yep. And even muscle soreness, sometimes, athletes, they want a sleep aid that's going to make them not so groggy in the morning like melatonin might.
Or maybe
they'll take a gummy, and it helps with THC helps with pain too,
Instead of like Vicodin and Valium, right?
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of my worst headaches ever have been cured by just smoking a little bit, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah, people don't realize how much stress affects you physically.
Right.
And sometimes you just need a little to zone out a little to get rid of that
There's
stress.
also been some stuff I've smoked that has given me a serious headache.
True.
That's true. Yeah, it's not the good stuff.
That's those mids.
That's
the stuff you put up in a Philly, right?
Yeah. Or it's wrapped in something.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what are some? I know we've kind of touched on it. Let's dive into unpackage a little of the obstacles you faced.
Yeah. So when they were trying to ban it, that was a big thing. Yeah. Everybody was nervous. Recent. Yeah, that was recent. That was like October.
They made an arrest in College Station.
There was some arrests they said that happened. Personally, I didn't hear it was that big of a deal. I honestly don't think that many people. I don't think anybody would get prosecuted for that. But then again, not legal advice, right? So,
at your own discretion, player.
Yeah. So, it was like more of like making a statement.
That's exactly what.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like they didn't even announce that they had like drawn some legalities about it yet. Yeah. And they just went ahead and made an arrest.
Well, it's screwed up.
Publicized it everywhere.
What's screwed up is the guy that kind of built this whole narrative and got the whole thing triggered was a guy that runs a hemp growing association. And I don't know his angle behind it, but it was ridiculous. I mean,
he's a criminal, huh?
Yeah, he just doesn't want. He's the criminal. Yeah,
right. He is the criminal.
Yeah,
the one persecuting.
Yeah, but this guy was just. Anyway, we don't like him. Nobody in the industry likes this guy. So, and I hope he's listening right now too. But anyway, we
trying to play a hate.
Yeah, we won that battle. And who knows what on the next legislative session, what's going to happen, but we're in it to win it. We don't care.
What's the time frame on that?
In the next year, we're going to be going through another, legislative, it's going to go to a committee, and then, whatever happens there, we don't know what legislation's out there right now, but we'll find out soon. Yeah. And I think they are going to try to regulate Delta 8 at first a little bit. I don't think that they're going to ban it or anything like that, but I think they're going to try to regulate it more.
Do you think they'll try to regulate it like they've been regulating the cannabis industry?
If you think about it, you've got the teacup program that Texas has. It's the Texas Compassionate Use Program, and that is legal medical marijuana, right? And they just made it legal for veterans with PTSD, or just anyone with PTSD can say they can get diagnosed with PTSD and get prescribed some sort of edibles, right? Well, that's a lot of hoops to jump through. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, and it should be recreational, right? But I have a feeling that products like this probably take a lot of revenue from the teacup program, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so we're always going to be
politics.
We're always going to be in battles, man. We're always going to be fighting for it. It's not necessarily always fun to be in this industry, right? And it takes a lot of grit, and it takes not backing down. And
also, I mean, like I was saying earlier, I used to, up in Washington State, you used to live up there too.
Yep.
They had Hemp Fest, and what that was a fight to stop the government from stopping us from smoking.
Yeah.
And then I was able to go to the last one, and they were kind of like almost deflated because they won.
It's
like,
they won.
They're like, man, we were fighting the power for so long, so heavy, and we won. All right, you want to go smoke about it or what?
Yeah.
There's a shop down the road.
Yeah, I mean,
the legit way. Go to the shop and just get it from the store.
Yeah, exactly. And it's and in those areas, it's no longer in the black market because it's not affordable. Right. I mean, it's not. There's no profit in it for them now. There's so many things that come out of it that are good. You know what I mean? And it's been proven, right, that it's not going to cause issues, right? I mean,
I will say this to that: there are some people that it hyper affects.
Oh yeah,
there are some people that may take one or two and just be like, "Whoa."
Not everybody's.
Whoa.
It's not for everybody. Right. You know what I mean?
I mean, shit, dude.
I don't like onions.
I have a homie I have a homie that when he drinks alcohol, he like basically breaks down hives, gets all red, like and flush, and he's like that's anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be anything, and some people just their cannabinoid receptors are just a little more.
Go continue. Sorry.
No. I was going to say we have cannabinoid receptors in our head and our brain.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
There's cannabinoid receptors, so if it's in our brain, it's.
Did y'all see the article about how there are cannabinoids they're saying that can help prevent? Oh, actually,
dementia?
We're not going to say that. Never mind. COVID-19, but that's probably not the thing to say on if you're going to be on Facebook. We're canceled.
We're canceled, man. We're canceled.
But hey, we're not making any claims there either. It's just an article.
I think it's deep enough into the
they're not going to find it. Yeah. There's an article on it though, published by Forbes, Fortune, all the major publications.
I think too, like to kind of touch on a little more what you're talking about, like I'm not gonna lie, like when I first started smoking pot back when I was like 14, 15, I hated it. The first time I smoked pot, I lost my mind, and I would fake smoke pot with my friends from then on, just to, like I would not actually inhale it and hit it, and then slowly I would start to do it a little, and I think the reason I hated it too was it goes back to like even what he was talking about. It gives you this different perspective, and like I would face things that like I would just always put in the back of my mind and not address, and like I feel like a lot of people they get that anxiety, like you say it cures your anxiety. A lot of people that are not pot smokers and they've tried it and stuff, it builds anxiety for them, right?
Well, you know what though?
That's what paranoia
honestly,
is too.
What you just said is exactly. I was having the same thought puts all your fears up front and
Right.
center.
And you have to address them bitches.
You gotta face them.
Is that not fucking medicinal?
That's medicinal.
God damn it, that's medicinal. That is you. That is toothpaste for your soul.
Yeah, that's
what-
exactly.
That is cleaning your soul.
That's right.
That's why I'll never be against
That's
it.
exactly right.
It's stupid that this stuff isn't legal. It's
Yeah.
stupid, and it's really just it'll be fixed soon.
It's a flex by the
Yeah.
government.
I mean,
Yep.
and while we're talking about it, even like with mushrooms, dude, like
Dude.
those are another natural thing,
Go to
man.
Oregon.
I've microdosed too, and that, you know, it's like, you know, when I quit drinking, I just wanted to focus on my businesses and you know, and you know, I did a little microdosing session about twice a week, you know, to kind of like get away from that, change my perspective.
Did any sort of depression deflate? Did any
Man.
depression go away? Were you like?
There was one time I accidentally did a macrodose, but you know,
Whoops!
yeah. And my wife was like, "Are you all right?" I was like,
I just took one handful. I just took one handful. My bad.
We used to go through we growing up and stuff back in Florida and even Tennessee. We would go to nobody do this. We would go to the source. We would go to farms and shit and pick them straight from the cow patties and eat a shit ton of them and just stare at the stars all night.
Oh yeah.
But man, I tell you, like, talking about like this experience we have and like you've addressed those issues that put them in forefront, multiply that by 100 on the mushrooms. Like if there was like stuff like even when I was young, dude, like I'm about to get into crazy. I'll try to keep it short. I used to have a bad problem about lying when I was young because I moved around a lot. I feel like I would just tell stories because I could. And it's like, you know, as a kid, like, you know, when you're young, you bullshit to bullshit. And so I think a big part of it was I started smoking pot and I would start to like, yo, I don't have to fucking lie. I would have these kind of like revelations almost.
Oh yeah.
And then it even multiplied even more as I experienced mushrooms and stuff. Like I started to realize like I don't have to, and it wasn't even at this time anymore. It wasn't so much as lying. I realized I didn't have to have such a big ego. Like one of the greatest things, I think you even said it earlier, is like to realize you don't really know shit.
You can just be
That's
yourself.
when you start
Just
learning.
be yourself.
That's when you
start learning. And it's even taken another step. Like, I mean, it's going to sound weird. I don't know if I can portray it in the right way. But, like, I think one of the greatest realizations I had is, like, I'm really not the best at anything. And then once I accepted that, cool. What can I get really good at?
And you start to appreciate other people more for who they are and build
Yes.
stronger bonds and connections.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and build something that, you know, it's you build. Man, I don't know. Ever since I got that same mindset right, I mean, when I was microdosing, it even helped me. It helped my marriage. Like I had a real deep conversation with my wife, and was able to look back and realize and not react like defensively. And she was telling me these things, and I was like, man, you're right. I do that, man. You know what I mean? It's just
in high school, you know, they would grow like you were saying wildly. Up in Washington is perfect climate for them. You know. And people would always talk. I didn't do it in high school because I was an athlete. I was like, man, I'm trying to hoop and play ball and play football and all that, run track. But eventually started to get into it. But it was only after a long time. But they would talk about, oh yeah, you have these life realizations that change you. Oh, it changes you when you take it. And I was like, okay, you know, it's great information. But you know, whenever you start to hear accounts of it, it's like everyone's path that they're on, they have to take account for it whenever they go into this other world.
Exactly. You have to be ready for. You have to be accepting.
Ready, right? And so whenever people go into this stuff and they think they're going to Willy Wonka's world of what the fuck, it's not like that.
No.
It's really you're gonna look at your life as the Willy Wonka world.
It's
of
an
WTF.
out of body experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of the out of body experience. You look back at yourself and you're like, man, how can I see this now? It's because it brings down all your emotional barriers.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, without that cloud in your mind, you know, you can kind of see things for what they are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And this, to anybody too, like this could sound really stressful, like having to address these things. But I guess I've had someone tell me this. Like I was trying to explain mushrooms to them, and they're like, "Dude, that sounds stressful. Like, why would I want to go through all that?" I'm like, the best way I could like deliver the right message to them is like, think of a rubber band. A rubber band is fucking useless without stress. Like stress doesn't have to be a bad thing. Yes, it can be a very negative thing, but if you can learn to manage it and thrive off of it, even like a rubber band is fucking useless if it's not stressed.
Right.
If it's not.
And see what's happening for what it is. I mean, it's an experience that you can take away and go with it. Like I said, you're putting yourself through the situation. You have to go into it knowing that, hey, I'm going to see some stuff that might be crazy, but it might not be seeing things. It's not going to be a dragon spider on the wall. It's going to be me seeing that, man, I do treat my parents like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a little harsh to my fucking sister.
Even taking it to another fucking
I am a little
man, those leaves really are fucking breathing.
They are breathing.
They really are.
Yeah.
Like I've seen,
it
holy
becomes
shit.
connected. It becomes connected.
The leaves are literally breathing because they are.
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's HTown Happy Hour.
Hell yeah.
That is HTown Happy Hour.
This is a good one.
This is a great fucking episode, and I'm honest.
I like going down the rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, I was gonna
Next time
say
we'll have to microdose
We'll
before
have
we
to
do.
I'm dead.
my gentlemen, this conversation about the weed and the cannabis has been had for hours and hours by so many different users.
That's true.
But this talk has happened for
This is good.
years,
This is
and
great.
we encapsulated a large amount in an hour.
Oh,
Let me
yeah.
ask you this, bro. How can they find you on social media? Is your website or anything?
Yeah, you can, our website's cannabisclubhouston.com. Free, or not free, but you get same day delivery, and for orders over $35 anywhere in Houston. And then on Facebook, I believe it's
Houston Cannabis
just search
Club.
Houston Cannabis Club and
Yep.
look for this logo.
Same with IG. Search Houston
Yep.
Cannabis Club.
Cannabis Club, and you'll find it on there.
Same day delivery, guys. Don't miss out.
Same day delivery.
Well, fuck,
Absolutely.
man. This is a great episode, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so
Bro,
glad.
great
we-
fucking episode.
Good
Thanks for
flow.
having me on.
Wonderful episode, man.
Joe on the ones
Joe,
and twos.
let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe.
All right, Joe.
Hey, we appreciate it. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.
Appreciate it.